Hey y'all, welcome back to Crime Time with Mal. Thank you so much for clicking on today's video. Oh my gosh, you guys. Holy cow. I don't even know what to say on this video. Today's video is going to be a solved case, and there are going to be a bunch of warnings today. A bunch. Today's video is about a young lady named Sarah who is craving independence, and she moves out of her parents' house into her boss's house. She starts getting behind on bills, and holy cow, I'm actually really nervous to film today's video, so if you don't already know, my name is Mal with Crime Time with Mal. Thank you so much if you are a returning subscriber. You obviously know how much you mean to me because I tell y'all in every video, but if you don't, you mean the world to me. And thank you so much for clicking on my channel as always. And if you are new, thank you for coming over, and I hope you like what you see. You decide to subscribe. Real quick, I do true crime over here on this channel, and I do missing people, unsolved cases, and solved cases like this. If that is something you are interested in, I would love to have you subscribe to my channel and hit that thumbs up button, y'all, if you like this video. And let's just go ahead and give you a warning. If you clicked on this video, obviously you like true crime. Hopefully you are an adult, because this is going to be some very sensitive subjects. I went back and forth on if I even wanted to do this video, but I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. Here I am. So y'all don't give me too much hate. Let's go. Let's go. Also, this is explicit content. I'm gonna be as YouTube friendly as possible. I'm not trying to piss anybody off at this video. Y'all are probably gonna get pissed, hopefully not at me. I really don't want to offend anybody. Sarah Gonzalez McLinn was born July 9th, 1994 in Topeka, Kansas. She was homeschooled, so this made her a little bit naive. She led a little bit of a sheltered life growing up, and after her parents got a divorce, she, I believe, around the age of 13, she was, I'm going to bleep out this word because YouTube, by a neighbor. This made her start to rebel, and she started, you know, sneaking out at night and doing stuff like that. Nothing too serious. And people that knew her said despite all this going on, she was an extremely kind person. And a lot of people said that she was beautiful, that she actually looked like a supermodel type beautiful. And she also had a younger brother who was disabled, who she, you know, helped all the time, was very kind to. And she also rescued an abused horse at one point in time. So she loved animals, needless to say. But at 15 years old, Sarah sadly, again, was the R word by a very close friend of hers. It was brutal this time, you guys. He burnt cigarette butts all in her arm. So because of all this trauma that Sarah has been in, she suffered PTSD. She constantly had nightmares and was hospitalized in a mental institution at 16 years old for trying to take her own life. So when Sarah's parents divorced, this made her feel unwanted and just out of place. So she was really looking for a place to go and somewhere to call her own, wanted to be independent. And I believe when she was 14 years old, Sarah got a job at a local CC's restaurant. And if you don't know what CC's is, it's like a pizzeria buffet type place. And her boss was Harold Sasko, and I believe at this point he was like in his late 40s, and he owned a few locations around town. And Harold actually offered Sarah to stay at his house when she was like 16 years old, but then at 17 years old she decided to take Harold up on his offer and moved in with him. So 17, 50, She is 17. He is 50. At this point, Harold is like a father figure to Sarah, and it is said by Harold and his loved ones that Harold was reaching out to Sarah. He saw that she was in a dark situation, wanted to get out of her home life, and offered her a place to live. Said that, you know, he would help her out with college and all kind of stuff. Get her back on her feet, basically. And they became friends, and Sarah trusted this man. Now, I'm gonna warn y'all, there are two sides to this story. There is Sarah's side, and then there is the other side. So we'll get more to that later. Sarah's mom was actually not really okay with this situation, but you know, I guess what can you do? She went anyway. Sarah really believed that Harold just, you know, wanted to help her. And allegedly, Harold asked Sarah to call him dad. And at this point, Harold and Sarah's relationship started to get iffy at work. And some coworkers were saying that they would fight all the time, and she has been fired numerous times at Cece's Pizza. And this time she actually did quit, and she went to go work at Bed Bath & Beyond. I'm not quite sure the time frame or anything like that, but she did go and work at Bed Bath & Beyond. And all of her fellow employees there said that anytime they would ask about Harold and her living situations or what their relationship is, Sarah was just quickly to say, he's my stepdad, and dropped the conversation. And Harold also told other people that she was his stepdaughter. And, you know, that can go two ways. Somebody of Harold's side of the family said that the reason why he told people that was because it would just be less confusing. So during this time that Sarah was living with Harold, Sarah, you know, she's young. She is young, and she's been through some crap in her life. She doesn't really know the outside world. She was secluded in her house a lot of the times, and reality is hitting her smack in the face. All these bills are due. Sarah's like, oh my God, she's making $200 a paycheck, but her bills are $300. You know what I mean? She's just having the weight put on her with the reality of, I've got bills to pay. So Harold offers to get her a credit card and says, you know, I'll co-sign with you and it'll help build your credit up. We'll help you get a credit card, and, you know, you'll be good. And he also allegedly was giving her greenery and alcohol the closer she turned 18, or around the time she turned 18. And also allegedly, around the time that he was allegedly giving her drugs, Harold offered for them to start dating, and Sarah shut it down, refused. Harold kept a running tab on Sarah, and the bills started stacking up. He was presenting her, you owe me this, you owe me this, you owe me this, and she was feeling the pressure. He ended up getting Sarah a nose job and butt implants. Sarah says that he wanted her to look like a curvier Barbie, and that said that nobody would love her with a flat chest, because later on he wanted to get her a boob job also, but it said that nobody would love her with a flat chest and a flat butt. But he made Sarah pay back this $19,000 and said, here you go, this is what you owe me. If you don't give me back this, I will sue you. If you try to leave, I will sue you. You will never get a house again in the future. So he's pressuring her to give him his money back. He wants his money back. And Sarah says that she gave him like the majority, I'd say like 90% of her check. And despite giving him her check, it still wasn't good enough for him. Sarah says that he is, you know, making these advances to Sarah, if you know what I mean, saying if you do this, you know, we'll kind of wash some of this money away. And Sarah was denying it for a very long time, until she said one day she just finally got so drunk that she gave in and would do this with him once, twice, a few times a week. But despite even doing this, he still wasn't happy and still pressured Sarah every day, allegedly, from Sarah's point of view, that he wants his money. And ladies, let me just tell you something. Please, even men, y'all don't change your look just because somebody else wants you to. If you want to do it and it's at your like satisfaction, if it makes you feel better inside, do it by all means, but don't do it because somebody asks you to do it. So with all this money that she owes Harold, I think it's like 16 to 19,000. It's a lot of money. With all this money that Sarah owes him and all this stuff she's doing on the side and the flashback, she was humiliated and she didn't return to work for a while and just sat on the couch and lounged around. Now this is when y'all need the warning, okay? So don't go any further if you can't handle some crazy graphics. Sarah went to Pet World, a local pet store nearby, and she bought a rabbit, like a full-grown rabbit, not a little baby bunny, a pet rabbit, not a wild rabbit, a pet rabbit. Okay, y'all get it. She took this pet rabbit back to her house, her and Harold's house, and oh god, she sliced of this poor bunny. Essentially killed it, skinned it, and then cooked it for dinner, okay? This was not the first time either that she had done this to rabbit. And you know, some people eat rabbits. They'll go and hunt rabbits, but they don't go to the pet store and buy a pet rabbit to do this to. Also, it is to be noted that she was on antidepressants at this time, and she was recently, like very recent, within days, couple of days, switched from Zoloft to Prestique or something like that. I don't know, I'm not familiar with that type of I'm familiar with Zoloft, but Prestique or something like that. So she was recently switched before shit hit the fan. And on January 14th, 2014, Harold comes home from work and starts to work on his speaker system. He asks Sarah to go get him a beer, and she ends up getting him 3 beers. He drinks all the beers, and by the 4th beer, Sarah, I believe, puts 5 crushed up Ambien, and she did this on the 5th one because she said that, you know, he would be less likely to taste the Ambien because he had some beers in his system. So when he was knocked out cold from this Ambien, she hog ties him, ties up his wrists and his ankles, and holds his head and takes a knife, the same knife that she used with the bunnies. And you guys, oh my god, I can't. So she does it so deep that she nearly decapitates him, and then she goes and washes her hands, cleans up the knife, goes over to Harold and writes freedom on the wall with his. Sarah then takes a shower while she's listening to music, packs up a bag, gets their chocolate lab, and heads out the door in Harold's 2008 Nissan Altima. She heads for Texas and starts to spend the night in her car a few nights, decides it's way too cold. It's January, so it's way too cold, and wants the ocean and sunshine, so she heads to Florida. She left cell phone and the tablet so nobody could track where she was going. January 17th, 3 days after this incident happens, the police arrive at Harold's door because it was called in that Harold has not arrived to work in a few days, and they were worried. So the police went, knocked on the door, nobody answered. So they peered in through the window and they see Harold there, lying in a pool of blood. Now, 2 days before this happened, Sarah texted her sister and said, "I don't want this. I don't want the dream everyone wants for me. I don't want the American dream. I want real freedom, and I know how to get it. I have to give up a lot. And her family says that she felt like a caged animal. But you guys, the media and everything that I've really watched about this case portrays Sarah as this gold digger and this ruthless, vicious person. And I am not condoning what she did. I definitely think that she needs help. For sure, she needs help. Do I think that prison is where she deserves? No, and I'm going to tell you why in a minute. So Sarah was on the run for 11 days and the police filed a report for her as a missing person. She slept in her car, at rest stops, and she actually even found a pastor and his wife to let her sleep in their home. She went and got a tattoo for like 4 hours, this really big tattoo on the side of her rib. It was like a quote from a book. During that 4 hours, her and the tattoo artist said that they talked about their mutual interest in serial killers the whole time. You're just giving this tattoo to this girl that just did all this stuff. Like that's just crazy to me. Sarah was finally captured at Everglades National Park on January 25th at 10:30 p.m. when police noticed that she was sleeping in her car and it was a stolen vehicle. So the cops rudely interrupted her sleep and woke her up. I'm just kidding. Oh my God, I'm just kidding. And they found her laying next to a loaded gun. Also found $2,399 in cash, an axe, and some paraphernalia. And when one of the detectives questioned her, like, why did you do this? She said that she just wanted to know what it felt like to take someone's life and to see them, yeah. So that's not good for her. And of course, the media and the prosecution ran wild with that statement. And at this February hearing that was held, Sarah's family showed up, and I saw video of Sarah seeing her family in there, and she was bawling her eyes out. She said that she didn't want them to be there. She was embarrassed, and you know, she just didn't want to see them. She didn't want them to see her. So in 2015, only 4 hours of deliberation, Sarah was sentenced to a hard 50 penalty, a life sentence, which means she has to serve at least a minimum of 50 years. So February 1st, 2064 is when she can get out for parole. Now, here is where I have my 2 cents. And I'm not going to go too deep in this. You guys, I need y'all's opinion. What do y'all have to say about this case? It is wild, and I do not condone taking somebody's life. I suggest you don't do that. I mean, I don't even know why I would have to say that, but I'm not saying that what she did was okay, but there is a 33-year difference. She has a past of this kind of thing, like, you know, she has a past with guys that are not good, and this can influence the mind in certain ways, and that's a big age gap, y'all. First of all, I'm real confused why it was even okay for a 16-year-old to be living with a 50-year-old man that's not her family. Why are you getting this 18-year-old a credit card? Why are you getting her all these surgeries? She works a minimum wage job. Like, she can't pay you back this. He gave her a $19,000 bill. This story is all from Sarah's point of view. This is what, well, Sarah and the police officer's point of view. But she claims that she was basically his sex slave and she had to get away and she snapped. And do I think she snapped? Yes. Absolutely. Obviously, she snapped. The girl snapped. I honestly don't think that she deserved life in prison, to be completely honest with you, and y'all are going to be so mad at me for saying this. Y'all are probably unsubscribing right now, or I'm probably not getting any new subscribers from this. But I'm going to be real, and I don't think, honestly, that she deserved life in prison. I think, if anything, she deserved life in a mental institution. Call me crazy, but somebody with that type of past and that obviously needs help psychologically, prison is not the place that you're going to get that. If anything, it's going to make her worse, I feel like. And even when she gets out, like, what kind of mindset is she going to be when she gets out? She's not going to be a productive member of society, in my opinion. Y'all all know opinions are like what? We all have them. So don't come at me. Y'all have yours. I won't block you. I won't shame you for your opinion. Just don't shame me for my opinion. Okay. But that's all I'm going to say about that. Y'all let me know your opinion down below. Let me know if you've heard of this case. And if you haven't subscribed, don't forget to subscribe. I know a lot of y'all watching are not subscribed. So come on, guys. It's free. I'll grow on you. I promise. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. It helps out my channel more than you know. And if you support my channel, please hit it. Hit it. Go ahead. And again, thank you so much for watching my channel and this video, and your support and your comments and your likes and your shares and all of it. Y'all are amazing. I love y'all. I love y'all so much, more than I could ever put in words. And don't forget to hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any of my videos. I upload Wednesdays now and Fridays. Every Wednesday, every Friday. I'll see y'all Friday. I love y'all. Have a good night, day, whatever you're watching. I'm filming this at night, so have a good night. I'm gonna go eat dinner.